times. Thank you for those of you that put up with last week's rather shaky efforts. We have now sorted the problem with the cameras, which means the next time we do trains running, it will be a little bit smoother and slicker. But on this occasion, we thought we'd do something a bit different. So we're going to do how to make your own cardboard model railway buildings. Now, you'll say, why should I make my own model railway buildings, Mike? Well, there's two real reasons. One, because they're an awful lot cheaper. So Metcalfe kits now are creeping towards £10–15. Even the super quick kits now are creeping towards the £8–9–10 mark. So there's quite a bit cost difference. If you look at this large double engine shed on your screen there, hopefully that gives you a little view. That cost me, I should think £1 to make, whereas the double engine shed with Metcalfe and super quick, you're 10 or 15 times that. But there's another really good reason why you should build your own vehicles, and that's your own buildings. Freudian slip there, I used to make my own vehicles. Why you should make your own buildings. And that's because they fit. They can be made to fit your layout. The problem is with the kit ones, particularly the Metcalfe that are quite a large scale. I've recently heard of one poor chap who quite rightly went out, he's going to build a layout, so he bought one of each of the Metcalfe kits, which makes a lot of sense. There's a station and an engine shed and all that. Only trouble is, of course, they didn't fit his layout. And the advantage of this is you can make things to fit your layout. So if I show you this little station here, you can see there's nothing on the back. That's because it's effectively a 3/4 depth station built specifically to fit my layout. So what you can do is build buildings that will actually fit your layout. I love building buildings. I like the imagination of it. I like doing the detailing. And as I say, it's an awful lot cheaper. This little building here, I think looks as good as a kit. If you look at the detail I've got on the front, window frames, doors, signs just off a printed sheet, posters off a printed sheet. I've got barge boards. I've got guttering there made out of black paper. Downpipes are just sausage sticks, cocktail sticks. Don't bother painting them. You just use a black marker and on they go. And I think that looks as good as any commercially bought kit. I've also got this here. This is a little workman's office, a little flat roofed office. Now, people say, I can't build buildings. This is a box. It's a 4-sided box made out of corrugated cardboard and a flat roof. It's the detailing that makes the difference. And all that is coloured paper for the door and painted card to make the lintels. The windows, I'll show you the materials I use in a minute. So we've got a nice little selection of buildings there. So what do we use to build these? I'm just going to put my arm in the way because I'm just going to clear those out of the way. So first off is tools. What do we use? We use a plastic ruler, a metal ruler, a craft knife, scissors, pencil and glue. That's it. That's all I use when I build my buildings. I use this ruler because I need glasses, my eyesight's going a bit, and the numbers are nice and clear. They're black and white on there. I can work in inches or centimetres, so that's handy. You need a steel rule for cutting straight lines with a knife, and you need a decent pair of scissors. Guess where I got my scissors and my craft knife from? Poundland. I really ought to call this, my whole railway thing, Poundland Railways. These are fine. They're 5 in a pack. You snap the blades off when they're blunt. Absolutely perfect. Scissors are great. Glue. Yes, you can go out and buy rocket glue and things like that. Well, we got a couple of seconds. I think we've got one of our usual technical issues. Hope you're still streaming. And we still got 4 people watching. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody that's watching. So, glue. A lot of people use the very, very expensive glues. They have the advantage of their very quick drying. This isn't. This is Poundland. But that's a pound rocket glue. And I'm not having a go at rocket glue, but all the other really good glues, Evo Stick W, etc. Evo Stick W, etc. A little pot like that is £5. So you pay your money and take your choice. So that's your tools. Hello, we got Cromwell Valley Railway, Ian and Rennie watching, and a couple of other people. Nice to see you guys. Hope you're having a good Friday evening. Ours is wet. Oh, I did forget one very, very crucial tool. Tea. Yeah, got to have tea when you're modelling. So, what materials do we use? Well, originally I used pizza and cereal boxes um, because it's free. Because my son eats a huge amount of pizzas and cereals.
Too much.
So that's great. Now, I then found out that a lot of people use this. This is what's called mounting card or mounting board. It's what they use for picture framing. It has the advantage of being a very stiff card and it's much easier to work with. I've also found it absorbs glue much better and dries quicker. Now, the downside of this is that a relatively small sheet is £4 or £5 from places like Hobbycraft. Now, obviously, that's still a lot cheaper than buying a kit. However, my late father, the strange thing is my father passed away about 15 years ago, and he hadn't done railways for about 20 years before that, but I remember things. And one of the things he got into towards the end of his life was watercolour painting. And the middles of picture frames get thrown away. And I remember him saying about framers sometimes giving them away. So I went to a picture framers in Chandler's Ford, but any picture framer will do. Go in and ask them nicely. I haven't brought it up, but I got a huge bag, a bag about 2 or 3 centimetres thick of bits of card like this for £4. I mean, that's ridiculous. It means that the amount of card I need to make a building is about 20p. So either get it free or go into your local picture framing shop and see if they'll let you have some mounting board, or if you want, buy it. But personally, that's what I did. This is brilliant. Okay, you'll have seen the corrugated building I made there. We'll at some point try and get some pictures online. This is wrapping cardboard. It comes from my local discount store, not Poundland for a change, a company called ESK, but it is still £1 a roll. God knows how many buildings you could build out of this. I've built 15 so far and I've still got that much roll left. And it gives you that wonderful corrugated effect from industrial buildings or Colonel Stevens Railway kind of buildings. So the other really crucial things... Oh, I'm missing a bit of Metcalf card. I thought I bought a bit of Metcalf card. I'm missing a couple of bits, but I'll show you these anyway. Windows. Clear cellophane, came from a packet of Christmas crackers. And that's all I use for my windows. Anything like that, cake boxes, shirt boxes. Coloured paper, okay? What have we got in the corner of this? That's fine. Coloured paper, doors and things like that. And then obviously the main thing we use are brick papers. Now, these are wonderful. These are super quick ones. They're only £3 a pack, brand new. There's 5 sheets in a pack. You'd be very unlucky to use more than a couple of sheets to make a building. Roofing, yes, you might use a couple of sheets. I never buy mine new. That says £1. I only buy them when I can get them £1 a pack. I have a huge drawer full. Every time I see one, whatever finish it is that I can get from £1, either from Richard at Classic Rail at Ticehurst, big shout out to him as always, or even on eBay. Occasionally you'll see people trying to get £2 a sheet, but you do quite often. Oh yeah, now I see this comment. You can get the corrugated card. Originally, I think that engine shed I showed you is Stella Artois beer packaging, but you do need to laboriously peel off the top layer. Some works better than others. But thank you, Gavin. That's great. Thank you for reminding me. Now, Metcalf do card sheets. I thought I brought one up with me, but I haven't. There should be downstairs somewhere. They're lying around. If we can find one, we will. The advantage of the Metcalf stuff is it's rigid. The disadvantage is it's £5 a pack, and I've struggled to get it much below about £2, £3 a pack second hand. Again, when I see it, I get it. But the Super Quick is useful. So that's your materials. Couple of projects when it comes to actual construction. Let's show you how we actually construct some of these buildings. So this is going to be a little lock-up goods shed. I hope that's in the right place on the screen. Yes, it is. Little lock-up goods shed. It's literally 4 sides, some corner pieces and a roof truss with the doors and windows cut out. Now, another one I did is this one. I haven't got round to finishing this. And this was made by carefully drawing out all the sides on one sheet of cereal pack and then folding it. If you do it properly, it works fine. And then it's just made from 3 units. This one, again, mounting board. And you can see again, 4 walls supported with cross pieces. Roofs are just the triangles. And I'm building this in stages. So this part's nearly done. I've got the coping stones on the corner. I've got the stone at the bottom. I've got the window in. This part, still haven't done a lot of work. I prefer to do it that way. One of the best ways to work on buildings is to have 2 or 3 projects on the go at one time. And then while something is gluing, oh, we had 8 people watching there for a minute. While something's gluing, you can work on something else. So they're quite simple. So what I thought I would do, just for a little bit of modelling, is to... Oh, you'll need to go and find my cutting mat. Cause I can't, oh, what's it doing there? Right, this is my cutting mat. The one you see underneath is... My wife is out this evening, and so we're using her sewing room because it's got more light. But obviously I don't want to put paint and scratches all over her cutting mat. Might take a little bit of explaining. So this is my cutting mat. As you can see, it's had a bit more use. So what I'm going to do just for a minute is I'm just going to start putting some corrugated on this. But for anybody that thinks they can't make buildings, please remember that buildings are boxes. Roofs are half a box. They're a triangle. And you just add to it. Cyril Freezer, and anything you see by Cyril Freezer is worth reading. And he does a wonderful book on making buildings. And he shows you how he starts with a simple building and then he adds like this, extra bits and extra bits. And that's all a building is. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to add a few bits of corrugation to this. Now what this will have, this is going to have brick round the bottom, corrugated, and then a slate roof. So I'm just going to do a little bit of the corrugations just to show you how I do some of this. I'll put all my tools on the floor, so you'll have to bear with me a minute.
This is so you can get the free and that's the
Yeah. So, there's a little piece of this here. I'll just take the spring out of it a bit. And we're going to get our ruler and our pencil and our scissors. Now, because I'm not working from plans, always measure from the model. Now, when I used to scratch build armoured fighting vehicles, and that's fiddly, I soon learnt not to measure off the plan because the model is always different. And in fact, if you're not particularly good with measuring and things, one thing you can also do is mark it off the model. So if I put a little bit of mark there and a little mark there, I don't even need to measure it. Now you can sit there, and this should be, yep, it's 5 centimetres, and then you can measure 5 centimetres out on here, but that way is actually a little bit quicker. Now the one thing you do have to watch with this is that if you don't get it parallel, the corrugations are out. So there we go, that's that. These should be, I'm going to measure these, 35. I have got a set square somewhere, and I have to say that a set square does make life a little easier, but I can't remember where I put it. I'm a bit naughty really. I've been making scratch built things, say mostly vehicles, for about 35-40 years. My son was quite impressed the other day when I sawed a piece of wood in half exactly by eye. It's not being clever, it's just years and years and years of marking things out. So are we seeing this okay? Let's move that out of the way.
This is exactly so you can...
Now we've got what have I done here? 35, 85. Okay, so we're just going to draw a line across there. Sorry, I was mumbling to myself. You have to forgive me there. And then to do the roof, we mark the centre point. Just check the height of the roof. It's 2 centimetres. Line up our 2 points there. Little mark. You can work in ball pen if you want. I got classically taught technical drawing and woodwork in the 1970s when I was at secondary modern school. The only flipping useful thing it did teach me. and there you always use a pencil. That's a great skill that's gone. I didn't do technical drawing beyond what I needed to do cabinet making, but I had friends who did it, you know, and it was an art form, absolute art form, unbelievable. So that hopefully there you can see fits quite well. Slight error, deliberate error. Anybody want to point it out? I don't need it to be that tall because I want to run bricks around the bottom. So that's just like that. We're going to just step. How many people we got watching at the moment? 5. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I need to. If I move my seat in a bit, that's going to get knocked over, son. So if you can move that, please, because you didn't drink it. Little bit of glue, the old Mark 1 spreader. And what I find is it's all in the painting and the detailing. And I've got quite good at dry brushing and things like that. Posters and things like that are great. They just add to the building, downpipes and so on. Oh yeah, sorry, my son's found this for me. It's a little steel rule, much easier for cutting things out. So that's that side done already. It's fairly easy, and the back will be fairly easy. Now what it's worth mentioning at the back, of course, is you're going to have a slight overhang. So I'm actually going to do this end first, and this will be a bit fiddlier, so this will be quite interesting to draw. So we'll just get another piece of the... we're just playing around with the focus a little bit if you lose it. Yeah, that's well, it seemed good to me anyway. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, that's horrible. Trying to get the focus.
Yeah, I'd leave it as it was.
Yeah, that's good. I have a good focus.
Okay, so I'm just going to clear that up before. So we have another piece of this. I think it's 6 people watching. Thank you guys. Hope you're enjoying this. So same thing again. I want to put a straight line here so that I can see what I'm doing. Oh, I just thanked everybody for watching and somebody left.
How rude.
Rude. Obviously got. Oh, don't blame him. He's obviously got better things to do with his time. All right, that's still not cool.
Our live streams are really
Sorry?
what do they call them? Noobs. People that are like new to the thing.
Newbies. Right, there we go. Nice straight edge there. So we do a 5. This one I'm going to measure out a bit more. Check twice. Cut once. Those of you of a certain age will know what I'm talking about. Although the nice thing working with cardboard, of course, doesn't really matter. I mean, I used to work in styrene when I did the vehicles, plastic sheet. And that's relatively expensive, and you start making too many errors on that. I have to say, in case somebody's saying, why do I use cardboard and not plastic card? I did see somebody the other day making the most wonderful bridge tunnel mouths out of styrene sheet. Absolutely fabulous. But it's just too expensive for me. You know, by the time you've started buying sheets of styrene. Also, I have problems with the fumes from the glue. So I can't use... One of the reasons I wasn't sorry to give up military modelling and start doing railway modelling is I don't get as the bigger problems with the glue. I use acrylic paints for the same reason. Although I am stinking in the house at the moment, using yacht varnish to make a lake on my layout downstairs. Anybody that has a look, we've done a video on that. So that should be... Yeah, I thought we had. On the N-gauge one. Oh, my son tells me we haven't, so we might have to do that at some point. I thought we had made a video on water.
No, not water.
Oh. Paint and yacht varnish. We will do a video on water. So obviously the thing to do is make sure you do this the right way round. You've got to reverse what you're doing. I tend to work quite quickly when I'm modelling. Just concentrating. Hope some people are finding this useful. Have we got any comments on there?
No. I'm
Couple of
commenting on the majority.
couple of hellos. And then this will go on live online later as a video, so it'll be interesting to see what people think of that. So that's that. Now we're going to use.
Gavin Gerson, I'm finding LO gauge modding a little bit fiddly these days, getting a bit clumsy. I've gone up to G.
Oh, I don't blame you. I tried N. I always said I wouldn't do N because it's too fiddly, and I did. I wasted a bit of money and time doing N, but ultimately N is just too fiddly for me.
Struggles with those, so I went to G.
Yeah, well, G and A gauge. I know exactly what you mean. Also, for me, I've spent a lifetime modelling in 1 and 76, which is double O, and so I'm finding it difficult mentally. I can see things in double O. N, I found I've got a nice N late gauge layout half built, but I can see me selling that. No, I've only got the end to end that I haven't quite finished.
Yeah, one end of it is built.
Oh, one end. I beg your pardon. I'm going deaf as well, genuinely. That's too many years firing ammunition on ranges without ear defenders. Before health and safety came along, we didn't worry about things like ear defenders. So I'm deaf in my left ear because it's the sound of the rifle being fired bouncing back off the walls that does the damage. So even when some of us started wearing ear defenders in our right ears, I'm still a bit deaf in my left. The clumsy is just natural. Right, so we're going to measure this now. So we've got two ends like that. So we're going to measure this because we've got a bit of an overhang. So the building itself is 82, but we've got to do a little bit of an overhang, 84, to cater for that. Hi, Gavin. Yeah, it's not just... the interesting thing is, though, that I can't even get away with selective deafness. It doesn't help that my wife and son speak too quiet.
No, we have me and selected. Got the volume wound right up.
Can you hear us all right? Yeah, have we got the volume up, Doug?
Yeah, he's just saying he's deaf.
Yeah. Well, we're all of a certain age, I think, modelling.
I'm not. I'm a tiny.
Yeah, and see, Doug's the exception. Everybody thinks that I'm a railway modeller and I got Doug into railway models.
Wrong way.
And actually, it was the other way around with us. I was a military modeller and my son, Doug, who sat here, wanted to do railway modelling, and that's how I've got into it. And so he was 9 when he started that, and he's only 12 now. I have to say, the last time we did an exhibition...
I'm the tech guy.
I think I'm 52, and I think I was the youngest person exhibiting before Doug. But is there anybody out there? Have we got anybody out there in their 20s and 30s? I know I've got a couple of subscribers who are on our normal channel. Be interesting to know if we're all...
I'll do the link. I'll send it.
We're also going to do a link at some point. Most of you have probably seen that we're going to do a newsletter. We're going to do an e-newsletter in January. If you're interested, the link will come up at some point.
I can't do that. The link is if you get a pen and paper or something now. Actually, I'll type it into the chat. The link will be in the chat.
So my son's just about to put on there. If you go on that link and send us an email, when we get your email, we'll add you to the list of people to receive the e-newsletter. I hope I'm doing this in the wrong place, am
No,
I?
this is not like...
Okay. Obviously, we won't finish this tonight, but we'll try and do another video of it being finished.
Cromwell Valley Railway says, Cromwell Valley Railway, I found out that building models yourself is fiddly, but by the end you feel much better as you did it yourself rather than buying 50 quid Hornby or Metcalfe models.
Oh, absolutely. I have to say, this modern trend for buying ready finished resin buildings, you don't have the satisfaction, and where on earth do people get the money? I really don't know. Now, I don't know if the camera can see this, but if you're careful how you do this, you can get some very neat edges. When I first built these buildings, I put big corner posts on, but I've found if you're a bit careful with the glue, then you don't need to. There we go. That's coming along quite nicely. I do one more.
Gerson, did you receive my email I sent?
Don't know, Gavin. Don't know. If you let us know what it was about, we can check. Depends which email it went to as well. There we go. So now this is when I say this glue is a little problematic because it doesn't dry quite so quickly. So I'm just going to push those down a little bit, and we might need to glue those later.
Says, I know money's a strange thing.
I've spoken before, so I won't bang on, but I think this checkbook modelling that seems to go on with some railway modellers is spoiling it for everybody. Because all the time there are people prepared to pay £50 for a building, then we're going to have a problem. So I'm just going to let that dry for a minute. I think you've seen enough of doing that. I might come back and do a side in a minute. One of the projects I want to do is I've got to build a little bridge. How are we doing for time?
It's been on for 25 minutes.
Oh, is it? Okay. I want to build a bridge on my own little layout, and this is going to be the base of it. So what I want to do is I just want to build the base of this while we're sat here, except I haven't got, don't know if I've got the right cardboard, but let's use a little bit of mounting board. Oh, there we go. That's what I want. Actually, I think we'll use mounting board. If you ever look around with your cardboard, it's just like plastic card. You can get whatever thickness you want. So what I'm going to do here, these are the side pieces that I've already built. So these are going to be girder kind of side pieces. The curves on these were very easily done by using a plate to get that curve. Just do the two ones, found a plate I wanted out the cupboard and use that to cut it. And these are going to go obviously either side like that. And to give it some strength, I just want to put a floor in that will give them something to butt against and allow my track to fit in there. But I'm not quite sure I'm going to mark it out because I needed the piece of track really to do it. So that could be a little bit interesting. We might end up doing this a little bit freehand. So let's have a little look. You couldn't nip down and get me a piece of first radius track. I don't know where it is in the study.
Not a clue.
Okay. I can't really do this without it then, really. You haven't got a piece of printer paper? Yeah, get us a piece of printer paper. So just bear with me a second. This is a job I actually need to do, so I'm sorry if this is boring for you guys. The way I model, I very seldom get an hour to sit down and model. I might get 10 or 20 minutes. So what I tend to do is break things down, but it does mean things can dry. So I've built the lake on my layout this week in a number of sort of 20-minute bursts because I carved the cardboard out, took me 20 minutes. I put the plaster on, took me about 20 minutes. No, it's not going to work. That dried overnight, then the next day and so on. No, I can't do this then, unfortunately, without a piece of track. That's a bit of a shame. Yeah, it's the shiny bit. Have we stopped? Have we?
No. I'm just doing something. I'm trying to find out.
Right, I'll stop doing that because we can't do that at the moment. What I'll do is I'm going to build a little building. You nip down and see if you can find a bit of track. Yeah? Sorry? He's 12. It's tough when you're 12. Well, don't bother then. Don't bother. So I'm just going to show you quickly how I'll mark out just to build a little building. So the first thing is straight edge, because these have all got beveled edges. We're then going to run the knife along there. Working backwards a bit, I think. Let's see if that gives you a better view. Sharp knife, hold the ruler down nice and straight. Don't let the ruler move. So nice sharp knife. Straight through. I'm going to pause there so I don't cut my wire. And these are quite worth keeping sometimes because you can use them for various bits. Now I'm going to just build a little hut just to show you how to build a square building for anybody that's not sure. The reason I've done a straight line is what I want to do to get all the pieces the same height. Mark them all out in one go.
Hello to Master.
Mask unknown out there. Oh, yesterday were we trying to find that email from Gavin, weren't we? What was it about then, Gavin? If you tell us, we might be able to answer. I signed up for the newsletter. Oh, I'm sure we did.
No.
Oh, send us it again. Send us it again.
Hang on. No, wait a second. Gavin? No, we do not have Gavin signed up.
Doesn't look like we got you, Gavin, so send us another one, please. So what we're going to do here, we're going to do a little 5 centimetre square hut. So what we can do is go 5. Actually, we'll do 5 and we'll do 4, I think. 5, 4, 5, 4. Same again down the bottom. 5, 4, 5 centimetres, 4 centimetres. Mark them off. Oh, what's happening there? Oh, sorry guys, you didn't see any of that because we had a bit of paper in the way of the camera. Beg your pardon. See, we haven't got a live stream. So what you can see here is I'm marking out all the sides in one go. Sorry about the bit of paper, guys. I didn't know where the camera was. And this means they'll all be the same height. So instead of marking one piece out at a time and then you've got a chance each might be a slightly different height, you're going to mark them all out in one go. I'm going to put a door in here. So centimetre door is generally all right.
Still there.
Can't be. No, you've got time lag.
lag.
Okay, and the best way of doing these, same again. Put your marks at the top. Oh, I did forget one material earlier. I showed you this station. I didn't point out it's painted with emulsion pots. That wasn't very successful. Could you take that out of the way, please? Yeah, it looks like we've got a big delay. Don't worry, guys. I'm sure you'll catch us up.
Oh, yeah, we have a 2-minute delay.
2-minute delay. So, so I use these emulsion pots, and that's what I've used to do this rendered building. And then I've carefully cut out the edges of Super Quick to do it. Oh, you sent us some buildings to go in our newsletter. Oh, well, we'll look out for that. Doug's just having a look now.
No, I can't find it.
No, I think you better send them again. Have we checked the...
He might send it to you all now. I've got nothing in the inbox.
Depends which address you sent it to, Gavin. Give us a shout. Let us know which address you sent it to. So I'm just going to mark out the doors here. 2.5 centimetres. And I want the window the same height. So we do the same again. 2.5 centimetres. And you can see what we're basically doing is drawing a grid so that everything comes out straight, is really why we're doing it. Mark out your waist. So that's waist. That's waist. And then we're going to mark out a window. 12 millimetres. Just a little narrow window there. Mark it out as waist, which is my old woodwork training. Okay, and then we know what's what. We've got 2 ends. Should put a little window in the back. So easiest way of doing that. Make a little mark. Draw a faint line. It's going to come in 10, 10. Same again down the bottom. We lost you, Gavin. You've gone off to email it again. We look forward to seeing that. One of the ideas of the newsletter is we really want to see what people's projects down the kitchen side, I think. So there we go. So what we're going to do now, it's always easier to cut out doors and windows while you've got a big sheet. If you try and do it as a single piece, this bit's got a tendency to come pinging off if you're not careful. And then that should just, yeah, it just needs to come through over the other side. We've still got 6 people watching. And we have to clean that up a little bit. Excuse me if this isn't quite in shot. There we go. And then we're going to do the windows. These are a little trickier. I tend to try and do these freehand because you've got to nick the corners out. And they are a bit fiddly. You've got to sit there and... Now if you don't do it this way, the knife will run on and then you'll have a groove that you can't hide. It's alright if you're going to put brick paper on it or something like that, but if you're not, it won't be on that anyway. It'll be on class 31 because I don't think they can access that one off the...
Because that's what you're sending to.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it earlier there when I looked. So I can do my bridge. Alright, that's that. Again, we'll have a little bit of a clean up. Don't think you can see that, but I'm just using the knife to clean up the edges.
Gavin says, still here, he's having a bit of finger trouble with my email.
I don't do technology. I'm famous for not doing technology.
Yes, making sure.
My son does all that. In fact, it's one of his big interests now, so it's been quite a good add-on for us for doing the railways. And the live streaming's been quite good fun. No, we haven't got your email. Don't know. Send it to the BRMN newsletter one. Is probably the best one because well, the one on there. Look.
The one that's on the chat.
The one that's on the chat. I look forward to seeing that. Right, then what we're going to do is cut these all out in one go. Like that. And like that. When you think that, I think it's about £5 just to buy 2 Daypole sheds. So the big engine shed there is my favourite one. I think that was a good luck. I actually had, some of you might recognise this because it was actually in Traction Modelling magazine last year. I actually got an article published in that. Got paid a few quid for that as well. That bought a nice little logo, that did. Before anybody thinks I got super rich, I'm talking about 20 quid. Right, so we've now got our 4 sides. Just like that. Okay, so to glue them together, what we're going to do here, we're going to find some offcuts. I'm just going to make this and then we'll probably, I expect everybody's probably had enough. And what we just need a few corners like that. So let's see if we can do this. So I'm going to glue one there, like that. Yeah.
You said it might be too big, so I said maybe.
Yeah, just send one picture at a time. That makes sense. That's just going to go there just to support the next edge. Like that. And we'll put one at the bottom. Actually, I've made a deliberate error on this. I've just realised we'll have to redo those end pieces. Actually, sorry, I'm mumbling. Apparently, I'm going to do something a little bit different on this actually, because I've done the end pieces wrong. Can anybody spot what I've done wrong?
I'm looking.
Haven't put the triangular bits on. So I just have to do those again. It's because I was busy yabbering and not thinking about what I was doing. So we should have done that. So I've still got my straight line here, so that's no great problem. Am I still in camera all right, working over here? Okay. I'll do these and glue them, and then I'll...
Hang on, apologise for little judders.
we got a little bit of juddering, I think, but I guess you can see what we're doing okay. Down to 4 people.
4 people? Why have you left?
Right, I'm just going to do this quickly and glue one piece.
Friday night.
Sorry?
Oh, they're watching I'm a Celebrity.
Oh, of course, it's I'm a Celebrity, I've been told.
Wait, oh no, that starts at 9. What is
No,
it?
I don't know.
Oh, it's X Factor. Wait, no, that's not on Fridays, is it?
No.
What TV programme are you all watching?
It was the football the other week, wasn't it?
Yeah. What's more important than a live stream?
Well, this probably is not the most fascinating, probably the beginning, but I'm just going to cut these out and stick one on, and then we'll put you all out of your misery. But thank you for watching. And as I say, this will go as an online, and then at least we found out that we've not got Gavin's pictures. So cut that out then, so it's easier to work with. Really, I'm just doing this is just for anybody that perhaps thinks they can't build their own buildings, just to show relatively easy, because any building's just a square. You could build a big mainline station if you wanted. We all tend to do little buildings initially just to practice. But in fact, you could build, like, I mean, that engine shed was about the 3rd building I built, and it's a big double road engine shed. So there we go. Let's soon put that right. As I say, I found that even with the cheap glue, this mounting board works quite well. There we go.
Cromwell Valley Railway says Top Gear's on tonight. That's the problem.
What's on?
Top Gear.
Oh, for anybody that's signed up to Amazon Prime. Yeah, I wouldn't mind myself, but we haven't got Amazon Prime, so
Find it on YouTube.
have to wait for the repeats on Dave like the old days. Oh,
He says it's on Dave.
no.
No, Top Gear is on tonight on Dave.
Well, the
But
repeat,
but
it
is
might be
the
the
big
old
release,
ones.
though.
Yeah, it's the big release tonight of Amazon Prime, isn't it?
Don't tell him that.
So
Oh,
they'll
we have
leave.
5 watching.
So I'm just going to leave that there to dry. Because say that's the only drawback with this glue. Now, obviously, what I can do the same on the other side. I just need to trim this bit. Like that. And then I can do the same on there. And then for anybody that's interested, as soon as I've done this, I'm going to work on my little station building and just do some of the detailing so you can see how I've done that. The window bars, I meant to say, on the buildings are just done with self-adhesive stickers, cut to size and stuck on. Right, so those 2 bits can dry. This is why I say you have a couple of projects on the go at a time. They can go over there and dry. And while they're drying, I can work a little bit more on this. Okay, so we've got a corner piece there to do. So let's just show you how I do that. So to do these corner pieces here, you get a sheet of the Super Quick, and they've got corner pieces marked out on there. Measure off the height that you need, which I think is 30 on these. A little bit higher actually, about 35 to start with,
Right, I've got Gavin's email so we can contact him.
which is there. And then what we can do, cut there and cut here. because you can see this one's coming out quite detailed, and it's really just quietly working away on it. The roof's been made out of brick paper with the stones on the top. This is when the little ruler comes in handy, like that. And what we're going to do, and get our scissors, very carefully do these ones. Hope that's in shot. I'll move over there a bit. This is all fiddly and time consuming. I'm not denying that you know, building a kit building's obviously easier, but you do get the satisfaction of building your own buildings this way. I just need to concentrate, I'm afraid. Sorry if there's no... I'm not very good at multitasking. Not in touch with my feminine side, allegedly.
Oh, really, yeah, and on Amazon Prime I am watching the Grand Tour tonight.
Tonight,
Cromwell Valley has Amazon Prime.
A couple of you got Amazon Prime, lucky people.
We're totally not jealous.
So we're totally not jealous, no. Right, okay, so then very, very carefully, and this knife does need to be sharp to do this or it will tear. I'm just taking these little bits out. Like that. Again, you do have to be careful because obviously if you go too far, you'll cut the wrong piece out. Now what you do then, when you want to bend it, is find the faint little line on here. You won't see it on the camera, but it's a very faint, almost like a pencil line. And just fold that round the edge of a steel rule. And that gives you your edge piece. And we're going to have a little look here and see how it's going to fit. It fits really nicely. A little bit of glue. And this hides obviously the little seam there from the cardboard. And there you go.
Cromwell Valley Railway is really lucky to have Amazon Prime. The best bit about it is that my parents are paying for it.
How old are you then, mate? Still, lucky you.
You have to say Cromwell Valley Railway.
Cromwell Valley Railway. Well done, mate. That's what parents are for. Doug cost me a fortune. I'd have the world's best model railway layout otherwise.
Did I?
No, don't worry about it, mate. You're worth it. Right, I'm going to do the other little bit there while we're here, and then we're probably getting near everybody's boredom threshold, I imagine. And unfortunately, I've got other things I need to do. Just under 30. I think we can probably use that piece. Yes, we can.
I'm totally not jealous.
Yeah. Apart from anything else, I've got to work on this bridge, otherwise I can't finish my other layout. It's not right, actually. Let's take that piece off. There we go. Sorry about the lack of commentary, but so I've got to concentrate on this. Once I've done this bit, we'll call it quits, I think, for tonight, gentlemen. But thank you for watching and your comments as usual. Looking forward to seeing Gavin's pictures of his buildings. Hopefully we can use them on the newsletter.
Oh, tell Gavin I've got them.
Doug says he's got them, Gavin. I'll have a look at those later. We've got a friend in Sri Lanka who sent us some pictures of some landscape he's built. Now, if you think we've got problems in this country, model railways are almost unheard of in Sri Lanka. And they're very, very expensive. But I was able to send him some bits that I got cheap on eBay so that he can make his railway. He's a very clever man with his electrics, and he's also going to try and scratch build his own Sri Lankan diesel, which that will be an impressive bit of modelling, I'm sure, whatever it comes out like. There we go. What? Don't talk like that. got technical problems, have we?
Red light, green light.
We got technical
Keep going,
problems.
red light, green light.
You might be losing us. So I'm just going to do this bit
14,
and then.
by the way, budget. My parents like me to pay for things myself, so I have a little job.
Yeah, good for them. Yeah. This one will be soon. Good to see another young railway modeller. Sorry? Doug says yes, he's got all the pictures. Sorry, who was the young man who's 14?
That was Cromwell Valley Railway.
Cromwell Valley Railway. Well done, mate.
Ooh, Tell nice.
Good to see another younger modeller.
Tell nice.
Nice, apparently. Oh, yeah, very nice. Oh, yeah, we'll have a look at those. Is that foam board by the looks of things you've used there, Gavin? Very nice.
Actually, no. Tell him I only got 2, not 4.
It's got 2, Doug says, not 4, but that's fine. We can always have a look at the 2 we've got. Let's get a bit more blue on these. And there we go. So that just shows you then how we're doing the cornerstones on there. It's just, and that's obviously added out of brick paper as well. So it's all just detail. Keep quietly working away at it. I'm really enjoying this one because of that. I'm just quietly working away at it, adding little bits now and then. And when we finish, that'll be a nice little station. And it will have cost me, pence really. Couple of sheets of brick paper, bit of cardboard, a few stickers. It's really pence, and that's going to look quite nice. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. A little bit of an introduction to buildings. Hope you found it interesting. I won't be live streaming next Friday. I'm off doing other things, but hopefully the week after we can. So I'll just finish really with that little building there. I hope you can see the detail a little bit, that's what we're aiming at. There we go. Nice little building.
Budget. I wanted a model railway since I was 7 years old. Now finally a long way to have a room, but not much the money.
Well, the money's the problem. When Cromwell model railways, yeah, but this is why we've done budget model budget. Well, it is budget. It really ought to be called budget model railways. There's a bit of juddering still, but they'll live. But when Doug, who was 9 and said he wanted to do model railways, I went and got a Hornby brochure. Well, bear in mind the flipping brochure itself was 12 quid. And I had a look at the prices and thought, this isn't going to happen. But it was only really because Doug discovered eBay that the whole thing then became more doable, because we were able to get locos and rolling stock fairly cheaply. Second-hand track. All our layouts have been built with second-hand track. I don't think we've never bought any new track, have we?
Except for the main set that we got. No.
Except for the initial main Hornby train set. Hills were made out of paper mache and things like that. And yeah, you've got to be able to do it cheaply. So while I was yabbering, I've just glued the sides on that, and we'll leave that to dry. So I think that'll do. Thank you for the 5 of you that's still watching. Thank you for the 8 that were watching at one time. Thank you for the photos, Gavin. Cromwell Valley Railway. Love to see some pictures of your layout. If you'd like to email us some pictures, even if you've only got the track or something down, that'd be great to see. And we'll, I'd say whatever you send me, I'll put a picture in our newsletter for you. Let everybody see how you're getting on. So send me a picture. And a link to your YouTube channel. So send us a picture of something and we'll get that on our e-newsletter. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a really good weekend, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.